Joe here at Vintage Welder Works. Going to give a quick couple notes on final assembly when you've got your Lincoln Idealarc 250 machine all done up and ready to put together. So first part here, I already put the back on, but in the back you'll reinstall your fan motor after you've got that rebuilt. That's pretty easy. Make sure you mark your wires when you remove it, and then you can connect it. You can shrink wrap, solder it, butt connectors, however you're going to do it, and that way you've got your wires back where they originally went. The front portion of the machine can be kind of tricky. So I've got the front part on here. This machine is a 1970. In 74, these machines were different. They had a different polarity adjustment mechanism up top there. And your plates down here in 1970 are two different plates, where in a 74, it's one plate. So things to consider when you put a 74 together, when you put this amp adjustment needle on, the needle and the plate will go on at the same time. These early two-piece ones, you can put these on prior to putting the needle on. It's important to get this needle going nice and smooth before you get it onto the machine, because if it's not, then you can bend your assembly here in the back and ruin it, have to take it all apart and get it all set up. So making sure that this, this lower here, well, turn it around, that this lower chunk of metal and this upper chunk of metal, they're flush with one another. If one is protruding or one is indented, then this will not move back and forth freely and you'll have a lot of problems. So you want to make sure that that's squared away. Additionally, on a 1970 machine versus a 74, the polarity adjustment mechanism being different. So here is the 1970, and you'll notice it's just got this chunk of metal sticking out right here. It's silver. Here's the handle. The handle goes in, and then I apply a bolt. So I drill it out and put a bolt on. It's got a roll pin from the factory. So when you final assemble this machine, you just slide the front end on. You'll slide the front end here. You'll put the notch in this hole first, and then there's another notch down here that the front plate slides in. The machine here, the notch I'm talking about, this is what it looks like, is right there. So that goes in that hole on the top of that piece of metal right here. So this will go in first. Then your bottom part here, the machine will sit inside of the casing. And then this polarity adjustment mechanism, you'll slide this through the front hole on the panel. And then I've got some nuts on here, but I'll remove those. And then this bolts to the front panel. This machine here's got a device that bolts onto the back of it. So at that point, I'd attach that. It's important to note though, on this machine over here, this is an 81, the polarity adjustment mechanism is one piece. So you have to put your faceplate on a little sideways. Now, if you've painted it, in this case here, this machine's a two-tone machine. I've done it in black and copper. You'll want to mask this off, otherwise you're going to scrape all your new paint up. And it's going to look absolutely terrible, and then you'll end up trying to mask it and repaint it while it's on the machine. Now, you'll find it, if you've got one of these machines and it was in good shape as far as the casing when you got it, not all dented up and beat up, then it should go together pretty smooth. If it was dented or beat up or dropped, I've had some of those. Make sure that you do a fitment prior to painting so you can hammer out all the dents. Once you've got the final fitment, you pull it apart kind of like you would on a car before you paint it, and that way all your panels will go together. An additional note here, this machine is a bolt-in transformer, 1970. 74, it was welded to the pan. So somewhere in between, they made some changes as far as the polarity adjustment mechanism and how the transformer bolts on. This here is also welded on a 70, where this moves up and down, and you can remove it on a 74. So somewhere in those years, when I get hold of those machines, I'll know the exact, but that's when those changes were made. After getting your front faceplate on, then you can put your amp wheel on there and put your covers, wire in your power cord and everything else. But don't be scared to take the front plate off these machines. It's not as bad as you think. If you're worried, take photos. So that way when you reassemble, then you'll be all set. Joe, Vintage Welder Works. Hope it helps. Thanks.